Welcome to the It's Too Early show. I'm Brian.
And I'm Tanya. Welcome.
And school is canceled today.
Yes, it is.
But we trekked through the ice and snow.
Yes.
Because honestly, this is a teacher contract special.
And we're here on a mission.
Yeah. This is an important topic.
Yep.
Not just to the teachers and adults, but prior to popular belief, it's popular to students too.
Because we really feel strongly about this, so that's
Yes,
why this whole show is dedicated to the teachers' contracts. And who's ever interested in watching it.
Yes.
So, how was your morning this morning?
Shoveling.
Shoveling, yes.
Waking up.
Yes. It's so quiet here, though.
It's empty.
It's kind of relaxing. I haven't even seen the Susan yet.
I don't even know if she's here.
I don't even know if the Queen is in today. I don't know. But today we're going to talk to Michael Brindley from the Telegraph.
Yes, we are.
So I think we'll get him on the line right now.
How you doing?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Hi, Mike.
Doing okay. You guys made it to school all right, it looks like.
Yep, we made it here safe and sound, ready to do the show.
Excellent.
So
real dedication coming to school on a day off.
Yes. So last week we know that there was picketing at the job fair. Could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, basically, this is the second year in a row that the teachers have done that, going out to the job fair and picketing, and it's something that I think they feel ahead they do to inform potential applicants of the situation here. Obviously, it's been 2 years now without a new contract for teachers, so it's something they feel they have to do. And a lot of the applicants I was speaking to afterward had no idea actually that of the situation here, and didn't necessarily say it would keep them from taking a job in Nashua, but said it's interesting to know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're going to take a sneak peek at that because we have a clip of that, and then we'll get back to you.
Okay.
The home of the shrinking paycheck. Yeah.
What do they do?
Oh, I forgot to get my stuff out of here.
Guys, we're not going to make you laugh and then drop it again.
Come on, Jack, Petey.
He's not enough. So I knew.
Yeah, that looks pretty intense.
A lot of interesting signs that were held there.
Yeah.
So, Michael, we realized that it's been about a week since the teachers have issued a strike date, set date of March 31st. Could you kind of recap for us all the events that happened this week?
Because a lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened. So maybe if you can recap and clear some things up for us.
Especially for the students who don't know.
Yeah, there has been a lot that has happened over the past week. So yeah, you're right, correct, that the teachers did I think it was Wednesday, set the strike date, which now is coming up on Monday. Okay. The school district took some action, basically trying to file a temporary restraining order against the teachers in court. Superintendent Hoddle sent out a letter to teachers basically telling them that if they do strike, they will be suspended without pay and could be fired, basically, because it would be a breach of their contract also and against state law. So several things have happened this week regarding that. They did go to the state's labor board, who denied their request for a cease and desist order, basically because it's not illegal for the union to plan for a strike. It is illegal for them to strike. But
now, what is a cease and desist order? What is that?
It wouldn't have stopped them from striking. It's only kind of it's basically the district would be doing it to get all their ducks in a row when it does happen. Say we have this order, and that once they do strike, they've taken all the necessary steps legally to do what they need to do to stop it.
Yeah,
if they do strike on Monday, they could still do that, but you can't really do that preliminarily. You have to wait until they actually break the law to do anything like that. So.
Like you couldn't stop a murderer before he actually murders someone.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, I realized that at the job fair, there was only about 100 people that went, and there's 900 teachers that it takes to run the school. How do you feel about that? If the school's closed, do you think that the schools will try and stay open, or they'll close them down?
Well, the superintendent said yesterday that there is always the option of opening the school only for seniors. You said the first priority would be to make sure seniors go to school, that they graduate on time. I do think that if there is a strike on Monday, that schools will be closed overall. I don't think it'll be too short notice, I think, to really do anything, to get anything together. Like you said, only about 100 people attend at the job fairs. There's X number of substitutes that are available. There's some administrators that might be available, but like you said, it's not enough to replace the entire workforce of teachers. So it all depends on what happens this weekend. I mean, there were 2 negotiation sessions this week. There was Tuesday and yesterday, neither of which resulted in a contract. They've scheduled another one for tomorrow, but again, time seems to be kind of running out here as far as getting together anything that would prevent a strike.
Now, I know that they had a 4-hour negotiation. Did anything come out of that? Have they been at least proposing compromises or anything? Is there any negotiation going on between both sides, or is it still at kind of a standstill?
It seems like there is actually negotiations going on, at least at the Tuesday session. Didn't really get too much information about what happened at yesterday's session. It seems like, you would think that if they had something to come out with, they would try to do it as soon as possible, because I think both sides want to avoid this. I mean, both sides seem to want to get things back together and have a contract. But again, nothing came out of yesterday, and I'm not sure why they wouldn't be meeting today. I mean, given the circumstances, but tomorrow is the next scheduled session. And from what I understand, they've said that they're going to try to contact aldermen, the mayor, if they do end up coming together with an agreement tomorrow, to try to at least get an assurance that whatever they come up with will be approved, because that was one of the conditions the union set, was that it's not just the school board and the union that have to approve it, it's also the aldermen, which at this point, it's going to be kind of hard to get everybody together to do that.
So do you think that we have enough time over this weekend to make a negotiation and to have something compromised that the teachers don't have to go on strike?
If everything works out, is it actually possible?
I don't know. That's a good question. I would have said yes maybe 3 or 4 days ago, but as it comes down to Saturday, with only less than 48 hours before the strike would happen, it's looking likely that it may occur. I think that come Saturday, if it comes into 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and they still haven't come out with anything, you have to start wondering what could happen on Monday. I think my gut tells me there won't be a strike on Monday, but as time starts to wind down, you have to there's only so much time left before Monday. So
now, I know Christopher Huddle said that he sent out a warning saying that the teachers are probably going to be fired if they choose to strike. How do you think that this will affect the students, not even this year, but next year, if there's 900 teachers that they need to run the schools?
How serious is he with that threat? Do you think it's more of just kind of a bluff? Or
I think it's a game of chicken. I mean, both sides have to say certain things. He has to do that, and but I don't believe that that the teachers would agree to. Basically, the union has told its teachers that even though he says that if we go on strike, we would never come back to work without what they would call a no repercussions clause, which is basically guaranteed that anybody who did strike wouldn't be disciplined or penalized in any way. So it's a threat. It's realistic that it could happen, but at the same time, I don't think the union would ever come back to work under those circumstances where saying everybody who strike would be fired, because they would never resolve the situation that way. I think in previous situations, which it's rare, but it is, I think, somewhat standard for that to happen. I mean, it's a threat, and I think teachers should take it seriously. It's a circumstance where they would be breaking the law, and they would be breaching their own contract. So he has a point there, but I don't think it would actually happen.
I know a lot of this is all speculation, but I think it's good to talk about to prepare the students. If the strike actually did happen, how long do you think the students should be expecting to either be out of school or have basically substitutes teaching them? I don't know. Do you have?
I don't think there was a strike in Quincy, Massachusetts last year, and it's the same law applies in Massachusetts. Strikes are illegal, and that only lasted 4 days before the courts came in and said we're going to fine the union $150,000 unless you return to work. And they returned to work.
Were they out of school for 4 days, or?
For 4 days, yeah, that was last year in Quincy. So I think the days of 3 or 4 weeks of strike are kind of gone now that the law is in place. If they did strike, I really can't see it lasting any longer than a week at most. I mean, the courts will come in and say you have to return to work or we're going to fine you X number of dollars, and realistically the union can only afford to strike for so long. before.
That's true.
Either they have to reach an agreement or return to work under some sort of, tentative agreement before an actual agreement is in place. So I really don't think it would be any longer than a week at most.
Scary.
All right. Well, thank you very much for all of your info, Mike. It was
No problem.
very good talking
Yeah.
to you and just being aware of what's going on right now. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks. Have a good morning.
Bye.
Be safe.
Wow. That's very scary.
It's actually going to happen. It's weird.
actually
We've
gonna
been talking
happen.
about this for months and months and months, and it seems like it's just all the
Well,
adult
it was
meetings
like
have been a whole lot of
We didn't know what it
nothing.
was going to be. We
Yeah.
were like, is it going to be a job action? Is it going to be a strike? But they said that it's going to be a strike, and now we're at the point where he even said it. We don't know what's going to happen, so it's really likely that it's going to happen on Monday.
Scary.
So
I'm sure a lot of kids are thinking, oh, hey, week vacation, woohoo.
I
they're
know,
not-
but I hope that they don't think like
Well,
that.
there's always going to be the kids who think that. Just like I'm sure there's adults who are like thinking, like there's always going to be a certain group of people who don't think things through ever.
Yeah,
Just like there's
exactly.
students who don't think things through, there's adults who obviously don't think things through, as we
Yeah.
probably notice. These
Yeah.
people are probably more mature than we are
Yeah.
in school.
Well, why don't we talk about how we came up with our student interviews and stuff like that, or maybe a little bit about the teachers' contracts and how it's affecting
Yeah,
students.
I think it's about time that students got our opinion out because no one's listened to us yet.
So we're going to show you the student interviews right
Yeah.
now. Thank you guys for coming in today. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Are you guys all students here at Nashville High School South?
Yes.
And what grade are you guys in?
We're seniors.
All seniors.
Yeah.
Do
Correct.
you guys feel that the contract negotiation has affected you guys as students, especially seniors?
I definitely feel so.
Why do you feel that? How do you feel that it's affected you?
I just feel like the teachers here at South, don't care as much as they used to. When they had their contracts, it seems like they haven't been teaching as much, and they're more worried about their contracts than they are the students.
The passion is missing.
Do you feel that since teachers don't have that passion, that you don't have that ambition to go to school and learn more?
I feel like
a
a
way.
number.
I'm just like not motivated anymore. I used to be so motivated, and I just not motivated anymore to come.
How has your school day been affected? Is there any specific things that have been affected because the teachers don't have contracts?
The atmosphere is definitely more tense. People worried about not graduating on time. People are worried about the lack of extracurriculars that are available. Not everyone knows what's going on, but they don't really know where to get answers. We're not supposed to be talking about it in school.
I know as seniors, we were really worried about what was going to happen at the end of the year. Do you guys feel that because of all the clubs and stuff like that have been taken away, that it's affected your college, your transition to college?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Teachers aren't participating in clubs and they're not giving you the motivation, and some teachers aren't writing letters of recommendation. How do you feel that that's affected you guys?
I have no school spirit whatsoever.
Yeah.
At all.
And so do you feel that that's a big problem?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah, the school spirit's definitely died down.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying about the teachers in college, I mean, if I was looking to go to a 4-year school, I'd definitely say it would affect me, but I'm only going to a 2-year, so it doesn't affect me personally as much. But I'd say seniors in general definitely have been affected by it because, I mean, first of all, if you look at the attendance this year, no one's even coming to school. And no one wants to be here. The teachers just aren't the same as they were past years. You can just feel it in the atmosphere around,
What are some of the disciplinary actions that teachers are taking or administrators are taking for students that are tardy or late?
I really
They're
could.
taking parking passes away.
Yeah, they take the parking pass away. I mean, what's that going to do? It's going to make you not come to school because you
Yeah.
can't park at school.
To walk farther now.
Nobody.
What's that going to do?
It's
I
now
mean,
harder to get to school.
Yesterday,
No.
people were trying to leave school, and there was a police officer like yelling, and there was a bunch of administrators.
Now, why were students trying to leave yesterday?
They wanted to support the teachers, but I don't think it was the right way of going about it.
What were they trying to do? Just walk out?
They wanted to walk
They
out.
tried like a student strike.
A student
It's
strike.
actually any sense.
But if you watch the kids who are walking out, it's the kids that don't come to school anyway. So they were just doing it to leave class. They didn't I don't think any of them actually cared about
was an
teachers
excuse
or
to
what they're
leave.
fighting for.
Well, that brings me to my next question. How well informed do you guys feel that you are about the teachers' contracts?
Not very.
Not very.
It's just
I mean,
rumors,
the
I think.
Telegraph,
Half of
the
it is
Telegraph comes out
rumors.
with an article,
Even
and
the
that's about
Telegraph
it.
isn't so great.
So where do you
Oh,
guys
no,
get
the
most of your
Telegraph's garbage.
information about it?
Just
Well,
friends and
teachers,
teachers.
sometimes teachers talk about it, but they're always like, oh, we can't talk about that
Yeah.
in school.
They
well,
won't tell us
it kind of
anything.
matters because it affects us, so I don't really
Yeah.
understand why we can't talk about it.
My
Do you
mom's a
guys-
teacher, and she doesn't even talk to me
Yeah,
about it.
I think they
so.
get like offended. if,
Like, we're
we start
adults.
talking
We
about
can-
it.
most of us.
As a daughter of somebody who's a teacher, how do you feel it is at home?
There's definitely a lot of tension. My mom's really worried about losing her job, especially because I'm going to college next year, and there'll be a lot of expenses to do with that. and it's even stressing out like my dad. My dad's really stressed out about it too. So.
Do you guys feel that there's anything that you guys can do as seniors?
Not at all.
Not really.
Not at all.
I feel like it's not in our control.
It's pretty much out of our hands, I would say.
If there was something that you guys could do, would you guys be willing to do it, or are you guys just upset?
No, it's our senior year. I want it to be as
memorable.
Yeah. I don't want to look back and think like I was stressed out. I was worried about this. Like even from this year to last year, like I know they enjoyed their senior year, and I just want to be able to enjoy it too.
Now, if there is a strike, will you guys come to school if they find a sufficient amount of substitutes?
I won't.
I probably won't. What's the point? I mean, substitutes aren't going to teach me what I want to do with my life. Why would I come to school?
Babysitters.
I just think it'll be chaotic. Like the day will just be chaos.
We're friends with some of the substitutes too.
Like their kids used to go to school like 2 years ago.
All you need to be as a sub is have your GED. That's all that
I don't think it'd be a safe environment anyways.
Do you guys have any younger siblings that are in the school or are going to be in the school next year?
Yeah.
How do they feel about this? Do they feel that it's going to affect them next year also?
Yeah.
I'd say it's still affecting them this year. I mean, I have a younger brother in the school currently, and I have a few other siblings that will be coming up to the high school. And I mean, pretty much they feel the same way. They even though they're not seniors, they still feel like they're not getting the attention they need from the teachers, and they're not being put in the classes that they want and stuff like that. So it's definitely affecting the whole school. I mean,
the freshmen, like we got lucky. We got to experience the school how it like should have been back, but now they don't have any idea how sweet our school can be.
Well, thank you very much.
You know, they brought up a lot of good points.
I think we just have so much that we've been holding back. But I think it took an interview for everybody, because you could see everybody was putting their own opinion. Everybody was talking at the same time.
I think it's time it all kind of came out, because I know we're not supposed to talk about it in class, which at first it frustrated me, like why shouldn't we be able to talk about this?
Yeah.
But then again, we're always talking about how it's ruining our education, so our classrooms should be for education, so we shouldn't talk about contracts in our classroom, which I agree with, as long as there's another place for us to talk about it, but at this point there isn't, so I think we should be able to talk about the things, like, we have no one to talk to about it.
I think that students should be aware of both sides. I think that teachers should be able to talk about it, give their opinion, and then you should also get your opinion from at home and from the Telegraph, which is the newspaper source that is the media that can give you that information. So if you ever have any questions about what the teachers are saying, I just think that students in the beginning weren't really, oh, this doesn't affect me and stuff like that, but now it's gotten down to it where it does affect us.
Like they're freaking out. They're like, where's my graduation going? Where's my prom going?
Exactly. But I really do think that students now have a passion to help out in any way that they can, but it's out of our hands. It's definitely something that we can't do right now.
I know I said in the interview that I lack school spirit completely, and the reason I said that is, like, I've gone through my first 3 years of high school feeling like the teachers were always behind me 100% no matter what, but then as soon as this money issues came into the play, it feels like they've just kind of, the passion is missing. Like,
I agree with
you. I know that the rules in the book, like the pamphlet we get, like the rule book at the beginning of the year, how the teachers are stay after one day a week, which is okay, that's fine. But back like other years in high school, it didn't feel like it was a chore for teachers to stay after with us. It felt like they wanted to teach us. But now it's like, oh, I have a life. I have other things I have to be doing, which we understand, but I want someone who cares about me, honestly.
The thing for me is that I think it's really, really sad, because I mean, I've had some teachers like for a year, and I've just seen how, you know, in the beginning of the year it was fine.
Passion.
It was fine, everything was there. And I honestly, like, there's some teachers that you feel guilty, like say if you miss a day of school, you're like, oh man, that teacher's gonna be upset at me because I missed that day of school, and you feel really guilty. But
now I feel nothing.
Since they don't, I don't know, I feel like there's certain teachers that have that energy, and a lot of teachers have that energy and that enthusiasm that just drives you to be a better person.
It's so sad to see the
energy
energy
I feel
missing.
now that drive isn't there, so I just feel like I'm by myself, and it's just my own drive that needs to get me to do.
Yeah, it's up to us now to push us, which I guess, like, I know the money issue. I'm sure a lot of people say, well, that's how life is. That shouldn't be how life is. I don't know who's saying that, but I don't agree. I think.
But on the other side,
I also have to live, so we feel selfish for complaining.
Exactly.
But if we don't complain, we're just gonna get stepped on.
Yep. I think both sides just need to come to realize that it isn't all about the city. It isn't all about the teachers. It's about the overall community. I think it's about the overall wellness of the community.
As much as I want to say it should be all about the students, we can't say that because then we sound selfish. So I don't.
I don't think it's all about us though. It's our overall community and how this is affecting our overall community.
I think it should be about the quality of education.
Well, we are the people of tomorrow, and I think that they need to realize that. is that we're the people of tomorrow, and how is this environment going to be if this happens and we have teachers that aren't willing to teach? So maybe the city needs to do something about it.
Something that's really getting glossed over, I mentioned it briefly in the interview, is what about the underclassmen? I know they're saying, oh, we'll keep the schools open for the seniors. What about elementary school kids? What about juniors? What about junior high kids? What about freshmen in high school who, I know when I started in freshman, I was in tons of clubs. I did drama club, I did first robotics, I did outing club, which I started, and now it's my senior year. Outing club, which I've been president of for 3 years, is now gone because my teacher doesn't want to do it. The students still want to, but the teachers don't, either because they don't want to be seen as a scab, they don't want to be seen as a teacher who doesn't follow the union. It feels like it feels like peer pressure and bullies that we've dealt with in elementary school, which I was hoping was missing, but I guess I was wrong about.
I really feel that teachers have a job, that they're the foundation of us. I mean, teachers teach education, and education, you need education wherever you go, and that's the foundation of a lot of things. And if we don't have that foundation in our community, what are our students and what are other people going to be like in the next few years? What type of atmosphere are we going to have in Nashua that once was the best place to live?
Yeah, we used to be the best place to live in the whole United States, and now it's like watching a train crash, and you can't do anything about it. Like the passion is here. We students would love to be able to help, but there's no way for us to help, and I think...
Let us know how we can help. What can we do?
I think the best thing we can do right now is let our voices be heard, I guess.
Yes. So, why don't you tell us about what we decided to do?
We're sending press releases out, I think today, to all the major news things, and I think we'll let the clip speak for itself at this point, and I think we'll talk about it after.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah. We the students.
We the students.
We the students.
We the students.
Our voices must be heard.
Our opinions must be recognized.
Our goal must be clear.
We are by the students.
We are for the students.
We are the students.
Our mission?
To inform the community of the occurrences involving the teachers and the city of Nashua.
To stand up for what we believe in.
To stand up for ourselves as students.
To voice our opinions.
To accurately cover the views of all sides.
We are all students.
We have a voice.
Let it be heard.
Well, I think it's our job as video production students who we actually have the ability to bring information out. I think that's all about what news reporting is spreading of information. So what we'll be doing is we've been producing, editing, and uploading relevant footage collected by students of Nashua High North and South and releasing it and just keeping, basically, this is for the students to know what's going on.
Yeah, so when if the strike does take place next week, which it probably will, we'll be covering footage. We'll have probably 2 air times that will actually do it, but it'll be uploaded on the internet so you can check it out.
We'll have live webcams, we'll have interviews with all the major players.
And our website is we-the-students.org.
Yeah.
And feel free to email us on there if you have any opinions or anything that you'd like, any comments that you'd like to make. We really want to just get the students involved and have you guys aware of what's going on.
And we don't want it to be biased. It's not pro-teachers, it's not pro-city, it's pro-students.
It's pro-students, and we definitely want you guys to feel like your voices are being heard. Yeah. So if we can be the voice that you have, that would be awesome.
Like if we're looking for something to be able to do, I think this is something that we should be doing.
Yeah.
And if you want to help out, we have contact information on the website. We can take video contributions from anyone. If you do something yourself, we'll take it. We'll help you put it on air, and we'll help your voice be heard.
It doesn't have to look professional or anything like that. Just anything, any tapes, anything. We will take it because this is our website. So students, make sure to get involved if you have that week off. I'm sure there will be plenty of time next week for you to be able to contact us.
I hope students aren't just going to view this as a week off, because I think this is kind of like our education going from here.
And even if you're seniors, don't be selfish. You have to think about your future.
Yeah, and even
the
if
people
you're
that
not
you're going to be around.
seniors, I know it feels like no one cares about, oh, I'm not a senior, no one cares about me. Well, we do. It's up to you to let that be heard.
Exactly. So we're just going to tell you the website again. Yep. It's we-the-students.org. So make sure to check that out. And you can see today's episode and other episodes also at
our website, which is nhs-tv.nashua.edu/tooearly.
So make sure to check that out. You can also leave comments, see our past episodes.
Yeah, if you want to comment on our videos, right below the video is a comment box, just like YouTube. It's cool.
So definitely make sure to check out both websites, and we'll just keep you in tune.
If you're interested in contributing to It's Too Early show, if you want to be on our air, if you want to be interviewed, if you want to be part of this, and not just we the students, you can email us at our It's Too Early email address, which is tooearly@nhs-tv.org. And if you want to talk to us about We the Students, you can email us there. You can email us anywhere, and we'll get in touch with you. That's what we do.
Thank you very much. Have a good day on your day off, and make sure to get involved next week and check out those websites.
Thank you.
Looking out a dirty old window, down below the cars in the city go rushing by. I sit here